Hi, I'm Gary from organicweb.com.au and I'm a MailChimp partner. I was asked a really great question by someone recently. This person was starting out with email marketing and they said, what would my advice be, my top tips for someone just starting out with email marketing? So here they are. Be clear about what you want to achieve, design and write for your subscribers, have a call to action, have a great subject line, and less is more. Let's start with the first one. Be clear about what you want to achieve. We all get so many emails every day, and it's very simple to see when someone is just sending an email for the sake of sending an email, and that's just the wrong reason. We should have an objective, and the objective could be many things. To get someone to donate, to have a sale, to build our brand, to just communicate what we're doing, and so on. But we need to be clear. What is our objective in the email we're sending and work backwards from there? The second one, design and write for your subscribers. It's kind of linked to the first point, but often the person sending or creating the content for an email, for email marketing, is not the same demographic, gender, whatever, as the person actually reading the content. It's so important that we write the content and create content, images and so on that is interesting to the recipients. We always must put ourselves in the recipient's shoes, as it were, and say, if I were the recipient, would I find this information interesting? The next one is have a call to action. In emails, we generally send someone somewhere else. So we give them a teaser, for example, and we send people somewhere else to read more, to a blog, maybe to even download a PDF file, to our shop, whatever. This is important. People are burdened with too much content. By making people go somewhere else, we can shorten the amount of content we give them and our emails look more attractive and more people will read them. Furthermore, once we get people clicking to go somewhere else, we can see in our email what content they're interested in. So in MailChimp, for example, and various other platforms, we can see in our reports where people have clicked. So we can tell what they're actually interested in. Because in email marketing, we're not always going to get it right, and we want to learn so we can improve going forwards. Just to show you how easy it is to add a call to action or button in MailChimp, I'll show you. I'm in the campaign builder at the moment of MailChimp, and I'm going to click Edit Design. And once this loads up, we'll see that on the left-hand side is the actual email I'm creating, and this is just a demonstration. And on the right-hand side are the various blocks I can add to build my email. So if I want to send someone somewhere else, so I give them a header, a teaser, and I want to send them somewhere else, well, MailChimp provide a button content block. So I just drag and drop that wherever I want it. I'm just going to let go. And I can change the wording if I want to. Read more, for example. And I can even then add the hyperlink where I want people to go to read more. And I'll just click Save and Close. And that's how simple it is. Of course, we could have changed the colors and so on, but that's for a different video. But that's how easy it is to create a call to action. In other words, a button to send people somewhere else to read more. I've got a few examples of some email campaigns sent by some very large organizations that we probably all know. The first one is Uber, and I really think this is an excellent, absolutely excellent email they've sent. You can see their logo up the top. We can see a nice image describing what this is. It's two people in a car. People love faces as well. Always nice to have faces in an image on an email. And then they've got a nice big heading to see what it's about. They've got then some text, a little bit of text, and then there's the call to action to send us somewhere else. Let's look at a Disney email. Logo, they've got an image, a header, just a few lines of text, and then they send you somewhere else. A nice big button, a call to action, sending you somewhere else to see more. Now, just before I carry on, you're going to notice that this Uber was one story, and the Disney is more. So this is what we would term a newsletter, or some people would term a newsletter. It's just more than one story, but they keep doing the same thing. Image, heading, a little bit of text, send people somewhere else. An image, a bit of text, send people somewhere else. Image, text, send people somewhere else. So this is very, very typical. And these are two large companies that spend a fortune on marketing research. The next is have a great subject line. I'm going to take you across to MailChimp, and just bear with me, and I'll take you to the subject, to where we add a subject line in MailChimp. Now, the subject line is absolutely critical. People decide, in many cases, whether they're going to open your email based on the subject line. A subject line should always convey the benefit of the reader opening your email and reading more. It should also reflect the content of your actual email. So if my email in this case was about a new ice cream flavor, my subject line should reflect that. I'm just going to click Edit Subject in the MailChimp builder. And what we notice is that MailChimp, and some other platforms do this as well, MailChimp provides some various recommendations and analyzes your subject line. Short, sharp, sweet subject lines are good, but again, it's so important to remember that a subject line should reflect the content of your email, or particularly the first story if you have more than one story, the benefit of you reading the first story. There has to be continuity between the subject line and your content, and keep your subject line quite short and spark a person's interest from your subject line. The last point I'm going to go into is less is more, and that comes to the number of stories, the content you have for each story, and on and on and on. Honestly, less is more. People just don't read, and people will be put off if you have too much content. Having nice big text that people can easily see, just as they do in this Uber example. This is what people want to see. Just a little bit of text. It's easy to read. So people that want to read just the header can do that. It's nice and in your face. If people do want to read a little bit more, they can. And just to let you know that on this email from Uber, this is 20-point text, which is pretty large. Most companies these days use 16-point text, but the text is getting bigger and bigger because, honestly, people just don't read anymore. But look, I'm Gary from Organic Web. I hope you found this interesting. Please leave a comment if you can, and thank you very much for watching.